Well, I first became interested in rare diseases when I learned the biochemical pathways when I was in college. And then later on, when I did research at the NIH in the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, I studied rare diseases one after the other. And subsequently, I realized that there are still many rare disorders to be, I would say, that were really undiagnosed diseases, so that discovery of new diseases became a real interest of mine, and we pursued that with the NIH Undiagnosed Diseases Program, which has now expanded to a national program. Patients who have rare diseases are our inspiration in this field. They really need experts in a particular rare disease to know what's part of the disease and what's not part of the disease, because that defines their medical treatment and their medical management. I would say that the satisfaction of being able to help someone with what might occur in the future, with what might be appropriate therapy for an aspect of the disease. In other words, being an authority on a real rare disorder is an incredibly satisfying thing, and something that I can tell young people that they can appreciate when they enter the field of rare diseases. Outside of just how important it is for the individuals who have rare diseases to have a diagnosis and a treatment and an expert in the disease, I think it's really important to remember that when we solve an issue related to a rare disease, that there's a really good chance that what we learn is applicable to a common disease. And those are the types of things that rare diseases and rare disease experts can offer for the entire community.
I became interested in working in newborn screening when I was a fellow in medical genetics 30 years ago, and began to see a lot of kids who had various kinds of disorders that had first been diagnosed in newborn screening. And then in the late 1980s, I became the inaugural director of the newborn screening program for the state of Vermont. And that allowed me to have a hand in all aspects of newborn screening. In diagnosing more and more rare disorders, we can make interventions for those individuals who have those rare disorders that really make a difference in their lives. By better understanding the biological tricks and nature of rare disorders, that we can have through that an impact on people with more common disorders as well. And the third thing is that newborn screening, while clearly remaining focused on rare disorders, also expands to include diagnosis for at least risk factors, if not the actual presence of more common disorders as well. Soon we'll be able to use new genomics techniques to screen for hundreds, if not thousands, of conditions, which leads to a host of challenges, some of them simply technical, how do we do it, in terms of genome sequencing, for instance, some of it clinical in terms of how do we use this information, and many of them really ethical questions about who should have the right to know what kind of information about a newborn's genetic makeup.